Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Addison, whatever time you're listening, and thank you for joining us for our ASD Chat for All podcast. We have lots of fun and exciting things on the horizon for Addison School District 4, and this podcast allows us the opportunity to connect with our parents and guardians, families, and community to celebrate our students, their accomplishments, and so much more. Your hosts for this podcast are ASD4 Superintendent Dr. Nick Sutton and myself, Dean Constantopoulos. You interested in hearing more about what's going on in District 4? Come on in and have a chat. Thank you all so much for coming and listening to our next episode of the ASD Chat for All podcast. I'm here with my host, Dr. Nick Sutton, and myself, Dean Constantopoulos. Nick, how are we doing today?
I'm doing well. We are inching our way towards the start of school. I like that feeling.
Yes.
There's a nervous excitement.
Yes.
And it's fun. It's just fun because right now the sun is out and for the most part people are smiling. The kids are coming back soon.
That's very true. And you know what? It's the best kind of weather in my opinion. Not too hot, like the perfect in the 70s, low 70s. Breeze.
You're going to jinx it.
I know. I'm sorry, Addison. I didn't mean to do that.
The voice of Addison is going to be the reason that there's a heat wave.
Yeah. Bringing the thunder and the lightning. So now that we've gotten that jinx out of the way, let's go ahead and introduce our guests for today. We had two very special guests today with us. We have Dr. Jean Barbanente, who is the Superintendent of High School District 88, as well as Jack Andrews, who is the Principal of Addison Trail High School. How are you both doing today?
Good. Yeah. We are in the same, same position as you all. Just excited to get school started, and we say the train has left the station.
Yes.
So
I like that.
I
like that.
That's it. We're plowing ahead
saying,
here.
ready or not, here they come.
That's it.
Exactly.
And we'll be as prepared as we can be. So excited to be here. Thanks for having us.
Of course, and thanks for joining us. You know, we'll start off with something a little more fun, right? So, what did you guys do over the summer? Do you have any fun summer plans? Go on vacation or anything like that?
So, this summer was, I have two adult, almost adult children. I guess they're...
Will they ever be adults?
Yeah, right. I'm not sure, right? So, one who just finished a master's down in Florida, so we're going to move him home.
Oh,
so
congratulations.
that's exciting. Thank you. And the other one was studying abroad in Spain, so we kind of stayed home so this summer so that we can support their endeavors. But it was a good summer. Really,
very cool.
Really, very, very good.
I'm in kind of the stage of life. I have a lot of family and friends getting married. So we've spent a lot of time at different weddings and celebrations. And something, I guess, to kind of share publicly and to kind of expand the Addison community. We are expecting our first child in January.
Wow,
congratulations.
Wow, we got a
exciting
podcast
news.
first.
This is it. Addison is now aware. So, yeah.
Great. Well, congratulations to you and your
Thank you.
family. That's incredible.
Thank you.
A great way to start the school year, too, right?
Yes.
As if things weren't busy enough.
Yes, for sure.
Wow.
Very excited.
How do I follow up to that?
Well, we've got plenty of great things to ask them.
I love it. So if anything, I'm learning more about the community. I'm learning more about the area, all the districts, the partnerships, all the collaboration. I love it. So it's like, tell me some more about some of the partnerships that you guys have with some of the feeder districts that feed into the high school. What are you most proud of, and what are some things that you just wish that more families knew about for like resources that are out there?
I could start just from the specifically Addison side of things. So a little bit of my background. I've been here literally since the day I was born, so have been able to kind of grow up in this community and access a lot of the resources. Addison is very unique. We have one feeder district, you all, of course, that feeds directly in Addison Trail, which I'm finding is somewhat unique for other districts. So obviously we have a great collaboration here with District 4, but specifically with Indian Trail Junior High School, when that high school feeling starts to kind of bubble up in students. We work with our 8th grade families to do things like pay it forward, freshman orientation, those types of things in order to help with that transition. But Addison's unique in the sense of really our intergovernmental kind of partnerships and intergovernmental collaborations. I'm finding it, I thought it's just kind of what a community does. This is what they're supposed to do, right? This is Addison. but it is actually really unique to Addison, and specifically Addison Trail in District 4. So everybody from police to fire to the library to different state representatives, county representatives, just being kind of at the table together, helping kind of drive kind of that Addison mission, that Addison advantage. So specifically from Addison, that's the perspective.
Great. And thank you for bringing up Pay It Forward specifically. I know when I was I went through Addison Trail as well, and that was one of the programs that I did. I remember doing it. It was such a huge impact on me. I know many of the community, many people might know what that is, but could you expand a little bit on the Pay It Forward program?
Sure. Yeah, we've actually even expanded it just because of how successful it has been. So it's usually in early spring. We'll have the actual Pay It Forward Day, where it's an all-day Saturday event. Students come on campus, incoming 8th graders from all of our feeder schools, mainly Indian Trail, but also St. Philip's, a number of other parochial schools that feed into Addison Trail. And it's really not only the logistics, freshman orientation, tour of the building, those types of things, but really we get into kind of the culture of what is Addison Trail, kind of that risk-taking culture, that high school finding yourself kind of culture. So we spend a whole day doing that. Since then, we have added on August 17th, our first day of school, our freshmen will start the day off, only our freshmen at the high school. So when they walk in, it's just them. They get to experience kind of AT for the first time. This is us. Big welcoming. We'll have the band playing, a number of kind of different celebrations happening. But then they get to actually have more of a kind of formal orientation, again, with some of that belonging culture kind of building going on as well. But another addition to, hey, we've got a great opportunity with Pay It Forward. How do we bring it to make sure every student accesses it? Because Pay It Forward was optional. This is first day of school. Everybody's walking in, and this is what's happening. So it's great. Cool.
Yeah. So kind of connected to that, like we're going to have families and parents of current Addison 4 listening right now. So like I was a middle school guy. I even tease my teachers around here. I don't understand the elementary world as much as I'm sure people are sometimes kind of drawn to the high school world. As a middle school guy, what tips do you have for kids that are entering that high school? What resources and advice do you have for the families out there for if they have a kid that's about ready to kind of join that world?
So in terms of the families, just to keep in mind that we need their help and their support. I think there's sometimes a thought that is, students are entering high school, they're pretty self-sufficient, and they're approaching, young adulthood. However, we really need the partnerships of our parents to help support students. We need to hear from them. We really rely on parents as stakeholders to help inform our policies and to shape, our programs and procedures. And so we have many ways for parents to connect in terms of parent programs, as well as our Citizens Advisory Council, which is the principal, basically the principal's parent advisory, is another way. But really just to stay connected and to take advantage of the resources that we have for students. We have incredible supports, both academic and now we've really been expanding our mental health supports for students, both in terms of our internal staff. Our board has supported the addition of a social worker and counselor in each building this year. So that has been a huge asset. We've put a lot more resources into interventions related to attendance, related to just supporting our students, emotionally. We've also been contracting with some of the community agencies to come on site and provide extra clinical support. So really expanding those partnerships as well. And that, again, back to the partnerships here in Addison, we are really, really blessed to have the kind of community participation that we have. So other, from a standpoint of more student supports.
Yeah, I would, just like to stress as well, high school is what you make it. It flies by. There's all those different sayings, and all of them are true. So for our elementary and middle school families that are getting ready to make that transition, it will fly by. Take advantage of all the opportunities that our board has, generously supported, the different resources, the different opportunities and pathways that our students have, even just the career pathways that the board has supported recently, the different kind of graduation pathways. Just this past May, I was able to stand in front of about 565 kids that walked across the stage, and they all got there through a different path. It wasn't they all took these courses. And
I like that.
So
that's a really good point to make.
Yeah, it was a cool reflection to just kind of be like, everybody's journey on this was different, and it's because of the parents, the community, the staff, the students that gave those opportunities. So
that's amazing. And just to go back to what you said, Jean, about the mental health supports that are going on, I think that's such an amazing thing, especially because there's so much more to the student than that we're seeing. There's so much more to the student than just their academic well-being, right? So, and it sounds like you guys are really kind of taking care of the student as a whole. And I know personally that just sounds incredible, and it makes me more excited to encourage people to go to this area and go to Addison and go to these schools where they really do care about your students. So thank you both for sharing all that information. That's great. So let me ask you one last little thing here. This is kind of your opportunity to plug whatever you would like to do, whatever you'd like to say to the community. What are some fun and exciting things that are coming up on the horizon for District 88 or Addison Trail? Anything you want to talk to new or returning students about? Here's the opportunity to kind of just say whatever you'd like.
So I think first of all, just to highlight to build off of what Jack said earlier, related to, we have the pathway for every student that comes in our doors. We are very unique in District 88 from a high school district perspective, in that we have the range of need of our students is very wide, and we can program for each and every one of them. So we have lots of individual flexible pathways for students to meet really rigorous expectations. And so really opening up, you'll see a lot of partnerships this year with our businesses locally, the resurrection of our apprenticeship programs. We have over, I think, 100 students going to the Technology Center DuPage this year, looking in the career pathways there. But also continuing our we send students to over 200 colleges every year, to the Ivy League, military academies, the most competitive environments out there. And so we're able to prepare students for that. So we really are proud of what we can offer students on so many levels. Upcoming events, we have our community night, which is going to be Friday, September 19th. No, I'm sorry, August, not September, August 19th. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself here. August 19th is our community nights over at Addison Trail. And on September 13th, we have a unique parent opportunity. It'll be a Zoom parent education meeting for partnering with locally here Serenity House and talking about some of the issues that that we're seeing across the county, and just giving parents more tools to be able to be aware and to be able to prevent students from going into pathways that may involve some difficult choices related to substance abuse and whatnot. So we know that when we give parents the right tools and the right information and the right education, they can partner with us to prevent some of those bad choices that students may want to make. And so that event will be on September 13th. So, and more to come in terms of our parent programming this year. Maybe the parent university or the
Yeah, so we are instituting a kind of new program, or bringing back a program called Parent University. There will also be a Universidad for our Spanish-speaking parents to kind of help participate. It's really about a how-to parent inside of Addison Trail High School. So it'll be how to access Power School, which might be a little bit different than Skyward, what everybody's hearing here. So just knowing some of those, and even just that's an example of some of the partnership. Just knowing Skyward here is different than Power School. We've been able to work with you guys as far as what does that transition for our families look like. The registration process is happening, what that looks like. So the Parent University is meant to be, here's how to be a parent kind of inside of Addison Trail, but then to connect to just even like tomorrow night, we have all of our parent leaders are coming together to have kind of a pre-year, one, a celebration that we're starting the year, but two, to just kind of touch down of what do we want to accomplish this year. To Jean's point earlier, our parents are such a huge part of what we do at Addison Trail, and they can have such a big influence on kind of their child's education. And just to kind of plug again the community night, we're really looking forward to that during the first week of school. We're kind of calling it opening week, right? We start off with our freshmen coming in by themselves. The rest of the students will join later in the day. We have some celebrations on Thursday, and then kind of cap off the week with a fun night for community night. So
very cool. Very cool. So if some parents out there and they just listen to this and their mind is spinning in a great way and they're like, we have questions, we want to know more. What's their best stop? Where would you direct them to say, reach out to this person or go this avenue?
Our phone numbers are on the websites. Our emails are on the website. We are the best contact, and we can give those publicly. We're not afraid to have the conversations with parents, and we do so. Most of my day is filled with that, especially right now. We gave tours to a family who was even considering moving to Addison. So just those opportunities, I think actually being in it and living, kind of in that space is so important.
I would always, as well, direct parents to our website. We have a newsletter that goes out weekly, very robust and full of information. I think that sets us apart of just the volume of information we're able to push out every week. To parents, you can sign up for that on the website. We also have a pretty heavy social media presence in terms of Facebook, Twitter, that is also in English and Spanish, and so all of our events are pushed out that way as well. So I would encourage parents to connect there as well.
Excellent. Thank you.
We definitely love social media here at Addison 4.
Yes, we do.
So, Dean, if somebody wants to talk about the high school, podcast, or anything Addison, what's the easiest way to reach you?
Actually, Twitter is going to be the best way to reach me. That's at AddisonSD4. And how about you, Nick? What's the best way to reach you?
Nick Sutton loves Twitter. At Dr. Nick Sutton is a good way to reach me for anything and everything related to this podcast, school district, or community.
Excellent. Well, thank you both so much for coming. I know that it's a ton of great information that our families are going to absolutely love. And for everyone listening, stay tuned for next time. Thank you for tuning in to our ASD Chat for All podcast. Check us out at www.asd4.org, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts for more. We'll be back soon with another episode, so stay tuned.